The mountains and rolling hills of southern Appalachia are filled with many legends and folklore. Just beneath the surface, however, this region is home to the most caves anywhere in the world. Thousands of miles of passages, tunnels, and caverns hold many stories of their own. Join us on an adventure into the creepy subterranean world that lies just beneath our feet. Caverns and caves have always been tied to the human experience. For thousands of years, we have utilized them, feared them, and in many cases, died inside them. Across the world, many ancient peoples took shelter in caves for a variety of reasons. While the stereotypical caveman archetype might come to mind, there is some truth to this, as certain groups of early humans and human-like species such as Neanderthals and Denisovans did reside in caves. Cave paintings and artwork represent some of the first known artistic expression by human beings. Such artwork from various ancient peoples has been discovered around the world, including in parts of Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and the Americas. Many of these cave paintings represented what these peoples saw around them, such as wildlife, or it might have served in a more religious context. Aside from the more rudimentary uses of natural caves for human habitation, various cultures the world over have utilized and even built caves for elaborate housing or to use for religious monasteries and ceremonial areas. Cliff-dwelling cultures utilized rock overhang caves to build entire villages underneath. Examples of this include the impressive ruins of what the Anasazi people built in the American Southwest, in the Four Corners region of modern-day Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. While we have used caves in one form or another for centuries, there is something about them that is deeply unsettling to many people. There is an unknown element and intrigue that comes with caves. They serve as a subterranean world that we may know very little about. It's easy to see how ancient cultures could have felt that caves represented portals into the underworld. Even in the modern era, many still theorize about the presence of a hollow earth, and that caves accessed from the surface are just passages leading into whatever is found within the earth. Conspiracies run rampant about what lies beneath the surface. Horror films like The Descent, The Cave, and many others with the premise of underground exploration gone wrong have done to caves what Jaws did to water. capitalizing on our discomfort with the unknown of the subterranean. Often we fear what we do not understand and what we cannot control. What lies directly beneath us is not entirely in our control. The reality is that there are very likely millions of caves in the world, most of which remain undiscovered. There are caves large enough to fit entire small cities inside, and caves small enough to barely fit a human being through. There happen to be a few different types of caves. These include talus or boulder caves, which are formed when large boulders pile up on top of one another, creating incidental caves. Examples of these are found in the North Appalachians, such as in the New England region. Next, we have erosion caves, which are somewhat uncommon, but are created by constant water flow, shaping cave-like formations. Sea caves are one of the more common types of erosion caves. Glacial caves are fairly self-evident and are found within glacial ice. Then we have volcanic or lava caves, which are tunnel-like and are the remnants of lava flow that has cooled down and left tube-like caves. An example of this would be like the Ape Cave found near Mount St. Helens in Washington. Lastly, we have solution caves, which are by far the most common type of cave and what most likely comes to mind. They are formed over a long period of time when water begins to dissolve karst rocks, which leads to the formation of fissures and cracks below the Earth's surface that widen with the presence of more water. It can take tens of thousands of years to form passages large enough to fit human beings, so many larger caves are extremely old in nature. Majority of caves are typically in areas where a karst landscape is found, karst rocks being largely comprised of limestone, dolomite, and gypsum rock. Karst landscapes cover about 15% of the Earth's surface. In fact, karst comprises up to 1/5 of the surface area of the continental United States. As a result, the US has the most caves of any country on the planet, with an estimated 45,000 caves that are known of. There's just something very different about natural caves than, say, mines. I've explored mines previously in this series when visiting the anthracite region of northeast Pennsylvania. While mines and caves seem to both share a creepy subterranean feeling, knowing that mines were dug and maintained by humans is one thing, but realizing that these vast cavern systems underneath the surface of the Earth are natural is something else entirely. Human fascination with caves is not limited to that of our ancestors. In the modern day, many caves around the world have become major tourist attractions. This includes the southern Appalachians, where a vast majority of the caves in the US are found. These caves often have elaborate lighting setups and pathways through them to show off the many unique formations like stalagmites and stalactites. For a less touristy experience, plenty of people choose to explore caves that are a little bit on the wilder side. Spelunking is the exploration of caves and continues to be a very popular activity around the world. I myself have had the chance to visit a few of the wilder caves, such as those found in Virginia and West Virginia.
Really not a lot of clearance between here and the river, so the cave continues on that way. Trying to find a better way to get out.
When it comes to the creatures that inhabit these vast cave systems in the American South, with all the space found in the hundreds, if not thousands of miles of tunnels, caverns, and passages, of all the known species, most are quite small in stature. They are nearly all small mammals, insects, amphibians, or crustaceans in nature. These include creatures like cave salamanders. One in particular is the nearly blind big-mouth cave salamander, one of only a few species of salamander that permanently reside in the dark waters of this subterranean world. There are up to 11 species of crayfish found in these environments, including the southern cave crayfish, which is known to inhabit some 300 caves across Tennessee and into Alabama. Bats, of course, are some of the most notorious cave-dwelling creatures, which can be found in the depths of certain caves in the American South. You also might have the occasional black bear, utilizing a cave as a den or a shelter, but they typically don't venture very far inside. However, rumors of other stranger creatures inhabiting caves have been spun in the hills of Appalachia. Many caves in this region have been named after panthers and associated with mountain lions in the past. While cougars like the black bear do utilize caves and especially rock overhangs, they also do not venture miles into cave systems. In Appalachia, mountain lions are cryptid in their status, as they are officially extinct in this region. But there are stories of creatures stranger than panthers and mountain lions. Some have implied that Bigfoot-like creatures use the vast caverns to reside in and evade detection that way. It's a big claim and one I personally find rather unlikely, other than perhaps opportunistic usage like other animals. Caves represent an enclosed environment that could serve to entrap any creature that became lost. Caves also serve as a great conduit for the preservation of bones. Skeletal remains of bears and a variety of other smaller animals that perished due to becoming trapped have been uncovered before. But nonetheless, the stories are still circulating of Bigfoot creatures inhabiting certain caves. Mammoth Cave is located in south-central Kentucky and happens to be the largest known cave system in the world, at an estimated 426 miles that is known of. Some of the passages and rooms inside Mammoth Cave are enormous, and are upwards of 200 feet in height. It was for this reason that the cave was named after the mighty mammoth, not because of the presence of woolly mammoths, as the common misconception goes. Today, this epic cave system is part of the Mammoth Cave National Park, which sees around 600,000 visitors a year. The unassuming forest land above the cave system happens to be an area in which quite a few alleged Bigfoot encounters have taken place. One very controversial incident from 2019 stands out, and it gained national attention when it occurred. While the incident did not take place inside the cave system itself, it did occur within the national park.
So the Mammoth Cave shooting incident, kind of the backstory was this couple was camping and they had a man run into their camp and he was like, "Hey, there's a Bigfoot over here, be careful." And they saw this guy and he had his camp destroyed by whatever it was. So that's kind of the Cliff Notes version of it. And then he fired at it. They heard the gunshots. So this couple hiked out. They notified the Rangers. The Rangers encountered this man and did an investigation after that. They couldn't find any proof of Bigfoot. There was no body or anything like that. But supposedly he shot his weapon at a Bigfoot inside the national park, and it made headlines everywhere. I mean, it's kind of a goofy incident, honestly, but when you're getting into stuff like that, you can't just always chalk it up to somebody that's crazy or something like that. So In this area, at least in Kentucky, I always try to dig into those weird cases just a little bit deeper. I'm in law enforcement and have been for 19 plus years. And I know the Freedom of Information Act policies and laws pretty well. So I use that to my advantage. And so I sent one of these to the national park, to the Mammoth Cave National Park, and they admitted that there was records for it. And they said, but it may take some time because this is when COVID really kind of kicked off. So there was a lot of people that was working virtually. There was a lot of people just not in the office. So they said, it could take some time. Now, I was adamant about it because I'll tell you what I've learned is a lot of these agencies will let you forget about it. And they will say, okay, we just forgot about it, so no big deal. But you got to stay after it. So I would literally email every month. Hey, just checking in on this request, checking in on this request, checking in on this request. And the main ranger was getting ready to retire, and he said, there's records, they exist. And he said, we've sent them all down there, copies of them to Atlanta to get approved. That's kind of where they're stuck. Now, I did eventually hear from the office there, and they said, now there is some body cam footage that we would have to have professionally redacted. It's going to be about $3,000 if you want that video footage. And it's the interviews of the guys, what it was. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay that. So I just want the records. And eventually, probably 2 years after I filed the request, I got the records. Nothing like groundbreaking in there. I mean, it reports everything. It's got the park ranger's report. He talks about everything. He's like, oh, this is how it happened. It's pretty much what you hear on the news. But the crazy part about it, in the witness statements from the couple, they reported hearing whoops and screams in the park before they ever encountered this guy. Now, they chalked it up to this guy. They said maybe it was him making these sounds and things. But they were hearing these, and they put it in their witness statement. I'll tell you another weird thing about this is his name is redacted in everything. The witness statements, they're not. But his name is redacted. I'll tell you another very strange thing about it was he actually had a YouTube channel, and he was filming for it. So there was video footage that existed at some point of this incident. And he had other videos on his channel of encounters in the woods. And the ranger put that in his report. And the YouTube channel's gone. I mean, it don't exist anymore. It's gone. It's kind of strange that it's gone, but the ranger put in his report that he looked at the other videos, and that's kind of what his purpose was out there. And the guy had his young son with him as well. And I'm not sure many media outlets reported that, but there's some very strange coincidences about that. And the Mammoth Cave area has had sightings for years. I mean, it's common. They've seen them all around that area. So, who knows? I mean, something tore his camp up unless he did it himself. I mean, who knows? But I mean, the camp for sure was destroyed. That was verified in the report. Like a bear or something, I guess, would do. It had been kind of ransacked, but it was tore up, and they said that he did it himself is kind of what they claimed. But they claimed that because he was shooting a gun in a national park, and they wanted him to make him look nuts. So that's kind of my take on the report, was they were kind of going down the road of, he had something going on up there. It's almost like they wanted the incident to go away when it hit national media. I mean, that's the way it looks to me. It almost looks like it went to national media, and they're like, we probably just need to let this go away. I've tried to reach out to the couple, no response. So, I don't know. I try not to get into the whole government, involvement type thing. But in this incident, it's almost like the government said, let's just let this kind of chill out and, go away. And it hasn't really, every few years, you'll see it kind of blow back up again. With social media, you'll see a news report or something like that. But it's a weird case for sure.
Filmmaker Eric Palacios recently investigated the incident and also put in a Freedom of Information Act request, and got some interesting info. He received files which indicated that the man in question had lied to the National Park law enforcement about having a gun, and that he said coyotes had torn up his camp, but reluctantly admitted to the crime under pressure. He was arrested and received a citation. The man had also been quite active on YouTube at the time, creating videos about the Bigfoot subject and even promoting how he was about to hunt Bigfoot at Mammoth Cave. The likelihood that this man was not mentally all quite there is pretty high, but even more likely was that the whole story was just a hoax he was perpetuating.
Kentucky has a lot of caves, and I think that you kind of gotta, you can't really write that off. You know, there may be a coincidence with that. I'm sure other wildlife use the cave system as kind of a highway. You know, to get from point A to point B, especially in that area. If you're looking for a nice area that you can go into that keeps a climate year round, and I think it's right around 55 degrees all the time. And I'm sure there's many caves down there that's never ever been explored. So yeah, there could be something to it. I would say that there could be. These creatures are not stupid by all means, and if they have a way to cover themselves in the elements and stay away from people, and they know about caves that maybe we don't, well, then there you go.
In general, the southern Appalachians traditionally have been filled with mysteries, intrigue, and folklore. Stories of strange creatures, apparitions, ancient curses, and so much more thrive throughout this region. When it comes to cave legends of Appalachia, there are a few that caught my interest. The story of the Moon-Eyed People is an intriguing myth from parts of western North Carolina and northern Georgia. This story apparently originated with the local Cherokee hundreds of years ago, but it has likely been added onto in recent times as well. It alleges that a strange race of people inhabited the southern Appalachians and were completely different from the Cherokee in both appearance and behavior. The Moon-Eyed People were described as being pale-skinned, short in stature, bearded, and with large blue eyes. They could not tolerate sun or bright light, and thus were nocturnal, only coming out at night to hunt and gather resources. This is evidently why they were called the Moon-Eyed People. According to some versions of the legend, the Moon-Eyed People resided in cave systems to avoid light. Warring with the Native Americans led to their expulsion, and they were driven out of their caves during a full moon. Other versions of the story claim that the Moon-Eyed People were responsible for certain fortifications, like the ruins found at Fort Mountain State Park in North Georgia, and that over time, due to conflict with other tribes, the Moon-Eyed People were defeated in battle, and thus driven into those caves in areas that are now part of North Georgia and North Carolina. Speculation as to what or who the Moon-Eyed People could have been remains high. According to some theories, it is believed that perhaps they were simply groups of European explorers that found their way to North America centuries before the time of Columbus. The story gets more convoluted as time goes on, with claims that both the ruins of Fort Mountain and the story of the Moon-Eyed People being attributed to Welsh explorer Maddock, who is alleged to have traveled to the Americas in the 1100s. Fort Mountain even used to have a plaque describing the legend of Maddock in association with the site. There is a statue in Murphy, North Carolina of two humanoid figures that was found in the 19th century and is said to be depicting the Moon-Eyed People. To this day, much of the story of the strange cave-dwelling Moon-Eyed People remains a complete mystery. One of the most famous witch stories in the United States after the Salem witch trials happens to be tied to a cavern in Tennessee. Tennessee is filled with caves. In fact, it has the most caves of anywhere in the United States, with an estimated 10,000 known caves, making up 20% of all caves in the US. This particular cave in question is known as the Bell Witch Cave in Adams, Tennessee. The story of the Bell Witch alludes to a series of alleged hauntings that occurred to the Bell family from 1817 to 1821. The Bells had purchased a homestead in the area and thus cheated local woman Kate Batts out of a deal. Kate was accused of being the witch with very little evidence. According to the story, the Bell Witch would manifest as a variety of animals, including as a dog and a bird. The Bell's young daughter Betsy was also reportedly physically attacked by an apparition quite often. The story began to spread throughout Tennessee, and it even attracted the attention of future president and decorated war hero Andrew Jackson, who visited the Bell property and supposedly had one of his men attacked by the witch, but that story has been highly contested. After the initial hauntings, the Bell Witch story continued to spread, and others in the area reported activity, and at one point it was alleged that the witch then took refuge in a cave that was on the Bell property, and since then that very cave has been tied into this tale.
We've got the Bell Witch. What's difficult to know is why the Bell Witch, this story, became so powerful right here in this place. And it must have something to do with the reality of what happened in this place in 1817 to 1821.
I think this story resonates and continues to this day. So many families have stories of interacting with Kate the Witch around this time in the Red River Valley, now near the town of Adams, Tennessee. There are so many other family stories that have to do with Kate the Witch and their own family interaction with them. She was known throughout the town and the area.
I think that anybody that's born here automatically grows up knowing the history of the Bell Witch. My version as a child growing up, there was the cave, and if you go down to the cave and if you took a rock out, bad things will happen to you. Heard that all my life.
The cave was important in this one thing because it's called the Bell Witch Cave, and it was on the corner of John Bell's farm, or at least on his son's farm. And it became, when everything else is gone, it's the only thing about left from the period, and it's some short distance from the Bell Cemetery.
And the cave is very much a cave that is typical of this area. Stalactites, stalagmites, it's cool, it's dark, it's a cave. But one comes bringing with oneself all of the anxieties and fears and concerns or compelling interest that we have in the Bell Witch. And once there, you're told, don't take any of these rocks. The Bell Witch won't take kindly to it. We don't want you taking our rocks, and it's a good way to get cursed. And you could, I could easily think of a dozen examples of people who have told me stories of taking a rock from this cave and then have something bad happen to them.
Since Tennessee contains the most caves anywhere in the United States, I wanted to visit a fairly well-known cave in East Tennessee called Worley's Cave. Worley's Cave finds itself in a completely unassuming area in the foothills of the nearby Blue Ridge Mountains, part of the southern Appalachians. Driving towards it, you would never suspect that just beneath the surface of the earth lies the second longest cave in all of Tennessee, at an assumed 4.5 to 5 miles long. We would be guided in Worley's Cave by explorer and adventurer Stephen Dickard. Stephen has visited a number of caves across the South, including some that very few people have ever ventured into.
Well, on the record, I believe that they say it's about 5 miles long, but it's longer than that.
It's longer than that.
About
Wow.
twice that.
Crazy. Got all our gear and everything. You all good, dude?
All good.
So this cave, during the Civil War, I don't remember if it was the North or the South, one of the armies like set up here and they mined it for saltpeter.
Wow.
And there's actually, I don't know where it is, but there's actually somewhere in here where they say you can see where they used to cut the slabs out for the tombstones.
Dude, that's crazy. All right, we're heading in.
Alright, that's what we do. The water level is relatively low.
The water's low right now. Sweet.
It'd be a bad sound if you couldn't see those rocks and be like, up here.
Yep.
It's ice cold.
I could probably feel it through my boots. Yeah, it's definitely cold.
So, this is the bottom, or AKA river entrance, what I call it. Okay. Dude, y'all want to see anywhere you want to explore, just go for it. Dude.
Sure. Big chamber in here.
Okay, so you guys see this right here? That weird, like, wavy looking,
Yep.
that's called flowstone. And it's like a cave-in tip. Like if it's like you're in a slippery room, this stuff is like grippy. It's not like the regular mud, dude. Like, it's like sandpaper.
Oh wow. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. You can feel that.
So if you ever see that, a path with like flowstone, and take it because it's like easy.
Wow. The path of least resistance. Oh, look at this stuff over here. That's cool.
I just learned this the other day, but pretty much every formation, like in the cave, is like made out of the same stuff, I think. It's just like, I don't know if that's a scientific fact, but I think it's close.
Look at all that. It's like a little, it's like layers.
I call that a stalagdolier, just like a chandelier.
Yeah.
I made that up.
Stalagdolier. That's cool. I like that.
And
I have to
dude,
get that trending, man.
you see how it looks like gold stuff on the ceiling?
Yeah. That pyrite?
Dude, it's nothing. When you get close to it, it's nothing. It's just water. It's like
Wow,
something
look at
like-
that. Yeah. I mean, it just looks like straight up
Yeah.
shiny. It's just moisture, huh?
As soon as you look at it closely, it's just clear water.
That's wild. Ceiling's getting a little lower here.
Dude, you'll see like little holes in the wall. It might be this big around. Like anything that looks like a little hole, like sometimes it'll lead to like the craziest places.
Big room or
so
something.
don't be afraid to like explore stuff. You know?
Wow.
Up here, I'm gonna take y'all to like this one part that's like, it's tight, but it's not like crazy tight, just to see
Yeah.
how y'all feel about it.
Sure, sure. So we're leaving the river now and going up to a passage. Tunnel looking thing.
Look, so I'm gonna show you right here. The first time I came here, I looked at the map and I know that there's a way to get to the upper portion, but it's gonna connect with the upper. And it's in this area.
Yep.
Find it. Get me out of this room. Up there.
Up there? Yeah.
Get up there. Just try it. Just see if you see the way, because it's like a little.
Is it like a little challenge? Try to find it?
It wasn't me, man. That's your mission. Try to get us up
Right in
there.
here? Is it this little thing?
I'm gonna find out, man. Explore it.
That looks sketch. No, that goes down to the river.
You just gotta get up there. And I'll tell you this, we don't climb it.
Is it spiral? Does it go up here to the right?
We don't climb anything right here.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's nothing like dangerous.
Yeah. I bet it's to the right over here, huh?
See, flowstone, look.
Just walk right up. Look at that. It's called floatstone or flowstone?
Flow, like the flows.
Oh, flow. Yeah. Don't tell me you go down there to get up there. No, that's a little bit. Ooh, look at that. It's got to be in there, right? Well, we got the cairn here, so maybe.
The tomb raider right now.
I'm guessing through there.
Oh yeah, it's right here. No, it's not. I saw some chicken wire and I thought, oh, maybe that's like what they use to climb up.
I got a feeling it's over there.
Where? Over there?
That's it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You go through there and there's a little platform up. You wanna go see?
Yeah.
Let's go see.
You guys are a lot more observant than me. It took me like 45 minutes. I was like, dude, there's no way. We're just gonna climb this. That's
Right. You take your helmet off?
It's easier because my GoPro will be snagging and my.
Oh, okay, yeah. You got a lot of stuff on there, yeah. That's not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Want me to go next?
Up to you.
Yeah, I'll go next just in case the bag gets like stuck or something. All right, going in through the crawl now. Let's see how I was gonna go, huh, Luca? Yes, sir. You got it. Definitely nice having knee pads. Oh, that's cool, man. Turn my headlight off and.
You good?
Yeah, I see you. That seems a little too freaky for me.
Like one of my stuff.
How'd that feel, Luca?
It's good. It's just a flashlight in my pocket. So big.
Like 3 inches of air.
Sweet.
I got you.
Like the vertical caving, you gotta have one. Like you'll start like you like swinging through the rocks like on a rope.
Just opens right up in here. This room is, I don't know if the camera can even tell how huge this room actually is. See how small Stephen is compared to the rest of the cave. Wow. How much that opens up, huh?
Stop yourself from sliding.
careful. Put your back down. Yeah.
Just be careful because it's slip. I don't know why, this is like one of my favorite little areas for some reason. I believe, like if it's still, it's gotta be formation, but
It's something. It's cool, man.
sometimes this is too deep, but if it's not, we're gonna go, so I'm gonna check it. It seems kind of deep right now.
Yeah.
I just got so much water in my boots, I feel like I'm walking on balloons. I see the lights.
Balloon? Oh yeah. You sound like the water. That's hard too, look at that.
Just carving away.
Dude, these things have cave throws. You really only find them in a cave where people don't go. But in these, it's called like rimstone dams. Like basically like these little areas of water, it'll form like calcite, like balls that look exactly like pearls.
Wow.
They're like rare. But it takes them so long to form and people steal them all the time.
Yeah. Typical.
That's why like the coolest stuff is like,
So people don't go.
yeah, like you get a chance to go into a new place.
I really don't think it's possible for the camera to capture just how crazy it is in here, huh, Luca?
It is. It's massive in here.
Can I see that for a second? I mean, there's the wall up there, how far that beam is going up.
That's cool.
That one's pretty big. That's Hoss Daddy.
Wow. That's a big boy.
It does look like a lobster, don't it? It really does. Look, compared to my hand, it's huge. There's a running light one.
Yeah, what a way to live, man. It's so cool.
Watch it be like a, it's not even a crawfish, it's like some kind of like cave, like pistol shrimp. It's like punches right through your boot.
Look at that up there. So what's the weirdest thing you've ever had happen in a cave, man?
Nothing.
Nothing that weird?
No.
Other than hearing voices?
Yeah. Nothing,
Wow.
seriously nothing weird.
Yeah. You run into any weird people in any caves or anything?
We're rarely running into anybody.
Yeah. Look at this section was wild.
I think That's neat. Somewhere in there, I think you put my car.
That's cool. That's so cool. That looks fun.
My knees think it's fun.
Yeah.
They pop.
Got it? There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, this channel is definitely the way to go. Watch out, it's just slick.
This right here is where the majority of people that I bring are done.
Yeah.
They won't go no farther.
Why is that?
And really, it's not that far. If we would have went up the devil's staircase and stuff,
Why do they, why is this it?
I don't know. It's just like the sweet spot where they're like, nah. Like, I guess they don't trust that I know where I am or something.
Yeah.
But I've been here so many times. Dude, somewhere in here, I forgot where it was. There's like a. It looks like it looks like a sparkly diamond dust waterfall, but it's like gypsum just coming down the wall, and it's so thick, dude. It's like so crazy. I don't ever remember how to get to it. I've only been there one time, and I always want to go back to it. See, there's some arrows if you need them.
Yeah, look at it, you can see a lot of it shining bright. That's kind of cool.
Dude, these are so pretty when they're full of water.
Oh, wow.
On the way out, you're gonna see some like mind-blowing ones.
Quiet, there's no water.
Oh yeah, let's turn the lights out and see that.
Full lights out. Let me just turn this off. About to go full lights out. Here we go.
What if someone just like,
Yeah. It's a different kind of darkness, man.
cover up our screen?
Yeah, that's crazy dark.
Look, tell me they don't look like a dragon, like with a jaw and like a horn.
Yeah, it does. Little monster.
See, the cave is definitely cooler back here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so they was like 1-inch crystal.
This place is just so much different than a mine. In the mines, you're looking for all the stuff that people have left, and here it's just all of nature's wonders, like all this stuff right above me here. The stalactites hanging, stalagmites on the ground, the pools. As you bring some cool colored lights in here, how awesome this whole place would look. That is so crazy. Look at that.
It's actually pretty sturdy though.
So look how thin that is.
This just feels like, this part don't feel right. I know it's that way, but this piece don't feel like it. Don't feel like it was normally here. At all.
Got this little stalagmite slash tight is now attached to the ceiling. That's pretty cool.
Am I reading you? Yeah, don't do that. Just forget about it.
Look at these guys, man. This is crazy. How solid these things are. Come.
You got it. You got it nice and slow.
I'm good.
Oh! Oh, Jesus.
I'm good. What I find so crazy about being this deep underground is knowing that we're just scratching the surface of what is actually down here. There is so much more that's unknown and uncharted. That doesn't mean there's life forms down here, but definitely when you think about stuff like Hollow Earth and all the kind of crazy theories out there, you can kind of understand that, I mean, there could be these passages that just go on miles and miles and miles beneath the earth. And we're in one of those. I mean, we know the end, or supposedly, but maybe there's unmapped parts. It's pretty crazy when you kind of just think about the fact that there is a world underneath our world. The surface is just the surface, right? And then you just have this eternal darkness in here.
Look at that. I think it's a cut. There's cursive. That's definitely old. That cursive right there, that is old. Yeah. That P.
Wow.
I mean, he was saying this, they cut like gravestones. This kind of looks like it could be it. This is definitely cut. That's a cut. Look at that. From this rock.
It's gotta be.
It looks too suspicious on both sides.
Wow.
And like even this looks suspicious, this little groove.
And this one too.
This one's the weirdest
writing
one.
on it. See that?
More graffiti. Let's see if it says anything. Huh. See that? It's like 1/8. That's an 8 for sure. It's hard to make out. It says 1891. That's definitely an 8. Might not pick it up on the camera, but Fairies Ballroom. This looks March 26th.
Yeah, those look legit.
That's
Dude, look, somebody made a horse. You see it?
yeah, and all those handprints too.
Oh, I'm sure those are all more recent.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you just put your hand in the mud and slap the wall.
Yeah. I saw it over there.
I actually have a picture of this one before. 1880. E.J. and Johnson. March 26, 1882. Dude, even if you think about it, 2003 was a long time ago.
Yeah. 20 years, man. How crazy is that?
Wow. Yeah, just shine the light over the water arms.
Beautiful rimstone dams in here, y'all. Dude, that's so pretty.
Got a cool little cave bedroom here.
Dude, look at this glowstone.
Oh, look at this. Got a little pool. You got your pool there. You can have your bed right up there.
Yeah, perfect little bed right there. You get your lights set up.
It even has like a little area. It goes down.
Oh yeah, dude, your bed would be right there, and this is your little private pool.
You see, there's like a little hole that goes down, and this is hollow, and it's like a pool inside of it.
Oh wow,
It'd be like your little like bathroom or something.
that's
You
crazy.
can go in there and chill and sit. It's crazy.
Wow,
I like these pools too.
these are sweet.
It's like layered.
That's so cool. Wow, that's super cool.
I've never seen it do that, but it was pretty cool.
One pool to another, huh? Is this like is this the worst part, you think?
This is definitely the worst. It's
Yeah.
smooth sailing after this.
I'm good, I'm down. I wish it wasn't that bad. Well, we're making it to the end now. It's been about 5-something hours in here.
Just shut this behind you. It's like to keep animals and stuff out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, we just made it out. It's night. Wow. We just made it out. There's the entrance to the cave. We're now in the woods. And it's dark. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, man, thanks for taking us on this freaking adventure, dude. It was epic.
It was fun.
Appreciate it, bro. There's the cave. We went into this entrance down here. We came out of this entrance. Hopefully you have enjoyed this journey into this hidden world that most people overlook out of disinterest or simply fear. While caves might appear frightening and some may contain legends like the Bell Witch, in reality they are fascinating places to visit unless you are claustrophobic. If you plan on visiting caves that are on the wilder side, just be sure to do it safely, with plenty of light, and don't do it alone. Depending on where you might be in the US or around the world, there might be a local spelunking club or something along those lines that might be a good place to start and get some experience. Caving can definitely be very dangerous, but when done safely and properly, can be a lot of fun. Once you've spent a few hours underground in one of nature's labyrinths, it will become easy to understand why we fear and respect caves and their overall mystique. There will likely always be legends and stories about caves for as long as there are humans. I don't think there will be a time where our fascination with them dwindles either.